So, hi everyone, how are you? Oh, all are mute. Okay, all right. So, my name is Shishirant and I am Aryan's colleague. So, I am going to switch on the chat option in a couple of minutes. So, on the very onset, I'd like to welcome you all for this very interesting webinar. So, and on behalf of my entire team of Spark Astronomy, I welcome you all to the third lecture of Spark Astronomy associated with Atal Innovative Mission and Niti Aayog. So today we are going to be discussing about Pluto has a heart. And meanwhile, we have done two of the lectures previously. And if you haven't attended the previous two lectures, so you can go to our Facebook page or Instagram page and even YouTube channel. So you will be able to find all the recorded lectures over there so that you can avail those lectures anytime whenever you want. Now let's start the lecture and I'll hand over the
Yeah, so I welcome you again all. Thanks for Shishirant for addressing the welcome note. And so here we start. So I hope, so all of you must be knowing about Pluto. Pluto is no more a planet. And what is planet? So today basically a discussion is all about what is Pluto, what it takes to become a planet, and thirdly, and the most importantly is that why what is exactly a planet, right? In last lecture, if you remember, we learned about the white dwarf stars, right? So now, interestingly, astronomy has a lot of interesting things keep happening in astronomy. There are multiple planets, there are multiple things which keeps telling us, showing us the different ways of the universe, right? And apart from that, I will switch on the PPT now. 1 minute. So we start the lecture, and here we go. Pluto has a heart. So if I talk about Pluto as a heart, it basically refers as that Pluto has a heart. अब अगर आप इस वर्ड का अगर मतलब समझना चाहे कि उसमें हार्ट है, मतलब ह्यूमंस में हम जो कहते हैं दिल है, वो क्यों है, राइट? ये हम एंड में पता करेंगे कि क्यों है ऐसा. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, हम थोड़ा आगे बढ़ते हैं लेक्चर के बारे में, समझते हैं कि प्लूटो के बारे में. Pluto, which is smaller than the Earth's moon, this fascinating and tiny world has blue sky, spinning moons, mountains, and snows. The snow is red. इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट प्लूटो का ये है कि प्लूटो जो है वो अर्थ के मून से भी छोटा है, और ये इतना छोटा दुनिया है कि इसमें ब्लू स्काईज भी है, मतलब वहां पे स्काईज भी है, थोड़ा बहुत एटमॉस्फेयर भी है, उसके 5 मून्स भी हैं, और वहां पे स्नो भी है. लेकिन इंटरेस्टिंगली स्नो जो है वो रेड है, राइट? नाउ the most fascinating thing is that if we talk about in depth, distance from sun to Pluto is 5,906,380,000. अगर हम अप्रोक्सीमेशन में लेके चले तो मतलब 5 बिलियन किलोमीटर आप मान के चलिए, राइट? लाइट फ्रॉम सन टू प्लूटो इट्स 282 मिनट्स. मतलब लाइट सन से जब निकलती है प्लूटो पे 3 लाख किलोमीटर के पर सेकंड के हिसाब से, तो वहां तक पहुंचने में लग जाते हैं 282 मिनट्स. 282 मिनट्स मतलब 4 आवर्स, नियरली 40-45 मिनट्स. लेंथ ऑफ द ईयर, हमारा लेंथ ऑफ द ईयर कितना होता है? 1 ईयर में 365 डेज होते हैं. वहां पे लेंथ ऑफ द ईयर है 90,350 अर्थ डेज. प्लैनेट टाइप डॉर्फ प्लैनेट, राइट? अब इंटरेस्टिंगली इस पूरे लेक्चर में सबसे फैसिनेटिंग जो चीज है वो है डॉर्फ प्लैनेट. ये डॉर्फ प्लैनेट क्या होता है? सो इस लेक्चर में हमें सबसे मेन इंपॉर्टेंट ये समझना पड़ेगा कि ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट क्या होता है. प्लैनेट्स, ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट्स लाइक आर जो ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट्स होते हैं वो हमारे प्लैनेट्स की तरह होते हैं. दे आर लाइक आवर ओन प्लैनेट्स. द ओनली डिफरेंस इज दैट दे आर नॉट एबल टू क्लियर आउट द ऑर्बिटल पैथ. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? दे आर नॉट एबल टू क्लियर आउट द ऑर्बिटल पैथ. मतलब इफ यू सी अ planet rotates around the sun and in an elliptical orbit, but a dwarf planet is a very young planet, or you say is a very young planet that may have a elliptical orbit, but we don't know that how does it rotate. मतलब अगर मैं हिंदी में आपको मैं समझाऊं कि ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट बेसिकली ये होता है कि हमारे प्लैनेट्स की से छोटा होता है, और हमारी सोलर सिस्टम में जैसे प्लैनेट्स होता है वैसे ही होता है, बट एक डिफरेंस होता है. वो ये होता है कि जैसे हमारे प्लैनेट जो है वो इलिप्टिकल ऑर्बिट में घूमते हैं, वैसे ही ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट जो है बेसिकली क्या होता है कि ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट में जो बेसिकली जो ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट में होता है वो ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट में जो मेनली जो प्रॉब्लम होती है, प्रॉब्लम नहीं कह सकते हम इसको, हम बेसिकली some people say it is a problem also, but we can often refer as they are able to clear out the orbital path. Lot of people have said that कि इंग्लिश और हिंदी में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है उन लोगों को. कुछ लोगों को हिंदी समझ में नहीं आती, कुछ लोगों को इंग्लिश समझ में नहीं आती. तो आई हैव बीन ट्राइंग टू coordinate on the both of the assets that I main points I always discuss in Hindi. I explain in English also and Hindi also simultaneously, that the people should get it, right? So please don't mind it if I'm repeating in Hindi or English. So it's just for your sake that people who are not able to understand some technical word, they would understand it, right? So dwarf planets are like our own planets, but the only difference is that they don't have an orbital path, or in other words say that the orbital path is too grumpy. Grumpy means they move like an asteroid. Dwarf planets, they move like an asteroid, so we don't know their orbital path कि वो कैसे ऑर्बिट में घूम रहा है. इतना ही डिफरेंस होता है ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट्स में, और कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होता. दे आर स्मॉलर देन दी प्लैनेट्स. हमारे सोलर सिस्टम में, इन आवर सोलर सिस्टम वी हैव 5 रिकॉग्नाइज्ड ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट्स. दे आर सीरिस, मेकमेक, हुआमिया, इरिस, प्लूटो. Pluto is the largest dwarf planet in our solar system. Rules for being a planet. Now the most important thing is that what does it takes to become a planet? एक planet होने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है planet बनने के लिए? First, it should orbit around the sun or a star. मतलब जितने भी planets हैं हमारे solar system में, we have 9 planets in our solar system. Everyone is rotating around the sun, and sun is a star. So every planet should rotate around the star. Secondly, it should have enough gravity to force into a spherical space. This basically means the shape of the planet should be in spherical. मतलब जो spherical जो होता है वो face होना चाहिए, वो space होना चाहिए एक किसी planet का, मतलब वो spherical दिखना चाहिए. First and second point clear. Third point, it should be big enough that its gravity cleared away any other objects of a similar size near its orbit around the sun. ये काफी इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट है. इट शुड बी बिग इनफ दैट इट्स ग्रेविटी क्लियर्ड अवे एनी अदर ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ अ सिमिलर साइज नियर इट्स ऑर्बिट अराउंड द सन. इसका मतलब क्या होता है कि इसका मतलब ये होता है कि उसमें इतनी ग्रेविटी होनी चाहिए कि जो उस ऑब्जेक्ट के सिमिलर साइज के जो ऑब्जेक्ट के जो उस प्लैनेट की तरह हो, उसमें इतनी ग्रेविटेशनल पुल होनी चाहिए कि वो उन प्लैनेट्स को अपने ऑर्बिट से हटा दे. मतलब अगर हम if we talk in a very normal way, in a very layman's language, I'm trying to just to say there should be not any other planet in the planet's orbit. Only planet should orbit in the elliptical orbit. मतलब planet ही अपने orbit में planet करे, ना उसका moon उसके orbit में घूमे. सिर्फ और सिर्फ planet ही sun के पास या किसी star के पास rotate करे अपने elliptical orbit में. So these are the 3 rules for being a planet. First, it should orbit around the sun or a star. Second, उसका जो फेस है, उसका जो स्पेस है वो स्फेरिकल होना चाहिए, उसका जो शेप है वो स्फेरिकल होना चाहिए. एंड थर्ड, इट शुड बी बिग इनफ दैट इट्स ग्रेविटी क्लियर्ड अवे एनी अदर ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ अ सिमिलर साइज नियर इट्स ऑर्बिट अराउंड द सन. मतलब वो उसके ऑर्बिट में सिर्फ वही घूमना चाहिए और कोई घूमना नहीं चाहिए. तो इन इट्स ऑर्बिट ओनली प्लैनेट शुड रोटेट अराउंड द सन, नॉट प्लैनेट शुड रोटेट अराउंड द सन और नॉट एनी अदर थिंग. एंड इट्स मून्स that we often regard as the natural satellites. जो उसके जो मून है, नेचुरल सैटेलाइट्स है, वो उनका खुद का अलग ऑर्बिट होना चाहिए. They should have different orbit. They should not orbit in the planet's orbit. So these 3 rules are decided by International Astronomical Union. which names the category of the planet and everything. They do the nomenclature of the astronomical objects. So the story of discovery of planet X. Now this is something interesting, that how does Pluto, there was in 1840s, a tricky calculation mentioned the existence of a planet beyond the orbit of Neptune. 1840s में एक कैलकुलस की इक्वेशन है. कैलकुलस अगर आप में से कोई लोग जानते हो, कैलकुलस इज बेसिकली अ mathematical chapter, mathematical what you say, a topic which is taught in class 11th and 12th, right? तो अगर आप में से 11th और 12th में कोई होगा तो कैलकुलस शायद उन्होंने पढ़ी हो. 10th और 9th से ट्रिग्नोमेट्री शुरू हो जाती है, फिर कैलकुलस उसका हायर लेवल है. तो दैट्स हाउ थिंग्स. तो कैलकुलस की मैथ्स के एक इक्वेशन ने बताया कि एक नेपट्टून के ऑर्बिट के बाहर एक कोई प्लैनेट है. Like there is a existence of a planet beyond the orbit of Neptune. The scientists named it as Planet X. अब उसको पूरी दुनिया ढूंढने में लग गई. Everyone started looking it for the around the world for the Planet X. In 1905, there was this very famous astronomer known as Percival Lowell. He did a very big contribution in making big telescopes. So he made the biggest telescope at that point of time in 1905, known as Lowell's Observatory. It was one of the most biggest reflecting telescopes at that point of time in US, in the world actually, not in the US but in the world. He actually made that special telescope to discover the planet X. But interestingly, he died next year. So his telescope completed in 1905. 1905 में उनका टेलीस्कोप उन्होंने बनाना खत्म करा और उनके अगले साल उनकी डेथ हो गई, राइट? तो उन्होंने पूरी दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा मोमेंटम गैदर करा था प्लैनेट एक्स को ढूंढने के लिए. अब इंटरेस्टिंगली द स्टोरी बिहाइंड द प्लूटोज प्लैनेट एक्स डिस्कवरी इज वेरी अमेजिंग. प्लूटो को किसी एस्ट्रोनॉमर ने नहीं डिस्कवर करा था. प्लूटो को एक फार्मर ने, एक किसान ने डिस्कवर करा था. कैन यू इमेजिन कि प्लूटो को एक किसान ने डिस्कवर करा था, एक फार्मर ने डिस्कवर करा था. तो पर्सिवल लोवेल ये थे जिन्होंने लोवेल्स ऑब्जर्वेटरी बनाई थी, जहाँ पे टेलीस्कोप से जहाँ से देखना शुरू करा गया था प्लूटो की तरफ. पर्सिवल लोवेल के एक असिस्टेंट थे जिनका नाम था क्लाइड टॉमबर्ग, राइट? टॉमबर्ग जो थे, उनकी जो फैमिली थी वो किसान का काम करती थी. उनकी कोई भी डिग्री एस्ट्रोनॉमी में नहीं थी. He didn't had any degree in astronomy. His family used to work in farm fields in Kansas, Texas. And he didn't knew what is astronomy. But while working with Lowell, he made sure that he should learn about astronomy. He started looking at Lowell. He developed the skill of building telescope from trash cards. So if you see this right-hand side telescope, this telescope where Clyde Tombaugh is there, he has made this from the old car parts and all. So he became an expert in making telescopes from old items. So in one day, what happened in 1930, 24-year Clyde Tombaugh was working at Lowell's Observatory after the death of Percival Lowell. So because he knew that Percival Lowell was trying to find Pluto, so he knew how he has been working. Apart from that, Tombaugh spent about a year. So just guys, give me one second. Now the interesting part is that, as I said, that how things was working in Percival Lowell's time, that he couldn't discover the planet X, but his assistant started working on it. Tombaugh spent about a year. Tombaugh ने करीब 1 साल spend करे in an instrument called Blink comparator. So if you see this instrument in the picture, you will see known as a blink comparator. So what does this mean, blink comparator? It basically means that ये instrument क्या करता था? It used to click pictures. The camera used to click pictures in the sky, and those pictures they used to take and magnify from the blink comparator, and they used to observe one by one. हर एक स्टार को मेजर करते थे, उनका डिस्टेंस नाप के वो कितना दूर है एक दूसरे से. जो बहुत छोटा डिस्टेंस होता था, बट उसको mm में नापते थे, मिलीमीटर्स में नापते थे, राइट? सो एक दिन क्या हुआ, February 18 को टॉमबर्ग 2 पिक्चर्स को देख रहे थे जो 6 डेज के अपार्ट खींची गई थी, राइट? उन्होंने नोटिस करा कि एक ऐसा स्टार था जो एक दिन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे था और कुछ दिन बाद 6 दिन बाद वो राइट हैंड साइड पे थोड़ा सा चेंज हो गया। तो उन्होंने रूलर लिया और उस डिफरेंस नापने की कोशिश करी। तो अगर आप ये पिक्चर देखें तो मैं आपको यहाँ पे what I'm going to do is that I'm going to quickly make this. So if you see this arrow, there is this dot, and if you see here, this is this dot. So he started observing this, and he found that there was this one dot and two cameras have clicked, but he saw that one of the dot was, after 6 days, that dot was moving from few mm. So this was pretty interesting to Tom Kleitberg, but he used a hand magnifier and he confirmed the potential planet's presence in one more set of photos taken by a different camera. After 45 minutes, Tomberg was convinced. He found planet X. Finally, 18 फरवरी 1930 में प्लूटो डिस्कवर हुआ, जिस तब उसका नाम प्लूटो नहीं था, प्लैनेट एक्स था। और ये जो पिक्चर खींची गई थी, दैट वाज द पिक्चर वाज क्लिक्ड ऑन January 23, 1930 and January 29, 1930. So if you have noticed these two, one of the most important aspect is that I've been getting a lot of messages that people are from South India and they can't understand Hindi, and they need only in English. I completely respect that, and I understand. But we need to understand also there are some north side people who don't understand English and they want in Hindi. So I'm trying to balance both of it. Already there are things written on all the chats. मतलब यहाँ बीच में मैंने लिख रखा है कि what are the things and what are not. I'm trying to balance in between. So cover it, don't worry about it. There is nothing, no stress about it. So after clicking two pictures of the dot, they found that how the dot was moving few millimeters every 6 days. And they finally discovered planet X on February 18, 1930. Now the picture changes. Naming of the planet X. Now the most important aspect is that to name the planet X. So what happened? Lowell Observatory told the entire world on March 13, planet was discovered on 18th February 1930. But the Lowell's Observatory told the world that on March 13, that we have finally discovered planet X. But it was a time to name the X, right? So now interestingly what happened, Lowell's Observatory ने कहा कि दुनिया में कोई भी planet X का नाम दे सकता है, कि that anyone in the world can name the planet X. So there was this girl known as 11-year-old English girl named Ventia Burne casually proposed the name Pluto after the Roman god of the underworld. It seemed an appropriately dark name for a planet. Conveniently, the word also contained Percival Lowell's initials. So what I've been, 11 साल की एक लड़की थी वेंतिया बुर्ने जिन्होंने कैजुअली प्रपोज करा था प्लूटो. She named it after underworld, Roman god of the underworld. So if you see the word underworld basically means what? A world which is under, the world which we can't see. Pluto was also a planet which was very far from us, but we couldn't see. So that was a very appropriate name. Secondly, the most important aspect is that if you see P and L, Lowell's name, the first letter of Percival is P, and Lowell's first letter is L. And PLUTO, the first two words are matching with Percival Lowell's initials. So this was something important. That's why people were convinced that Pluto should be, planet X should be named Pluto. So 18th February, planet was discovered. March 13, Lowell's Observatory told the world that we have discovered planet X. And finally on May 1, 1930, planet X was named as Pluto. But what happened suddenly after May 1, 1930? After 1930, that slowly the planet wiped out in the coming years, was not visible through the telescope. Then later in 2006, Pluto was classified as a dwarf planet. What happened in nearly 76 years that Pluto was classified as a dwarf planet? One of the most important aspects is that Pluto is a very small planet, right? And to observe a very small planet, we need bigger telescope. Back in 1980s and 70s, we didn't have such big telescopes. But when we sent Hubble Space Telescope in the early 2000s, so we started observing the planet, right? When we started looking at Pluto, we found that Pluto is actually not moving around the sun. So if you remember, I mentioned that a planet should orbit around the elliptical orbit. A planet should orbit the star or a sun, basically a star only. But Pluto was not orbiting the star. So this was something very important to understand, that there were a lot of complications which came in between, that Pluto is actually not a planet. It's a dwarf planet because it doesn't have an orbital path. We don't know the orbital path. How does a Pluto moves? And especially Pluto moves very slowly. For example, 1 year on Earth takes 365 days, where on 1 year on Pluto takes 90,000 days. So imagine how slow the planet is moving, right? So this was something very important. Pluto was classified as a dwarf planet in 2006, but now the picture changed in 2006. New Horizon, one of the spacecraft of NASA, was launched on 19 January 2006 to study the dwarf planet Pluto. फिर नासा ने फाइनली एक स्पेसक्राफ्ट भेजा प्लूटो की तरफ 2006 में 19 जनवरी को, and it finally reached around Pluto July 14, 2015. It reached in nearly 9 years. 9 साल में प्लूटो पे पहुंच गया. And it clicked some of the detailed pictures of the atmosphere and features of the dwarf planet. It was considered one of the most groundbreaking discovery in the last decade. And one of the most important discovery of Pluto was that it has mountains. A mountain ranges 11,000 feet. 11,000 feet जितने ऊंचे mountains हैं Pluto पे. And one of the most interesting discovery was made that Pluto is a very young planet. So from young, I mean that Pluto was recently discovered, right? Discovered in the sense doesn't mean that Tom Clyde discovery. It means it's a very young planet. It means the geological surface of the planet is very young. So it is 100 million years old, which is as compared to any other planet in the solar system, which is pretty less, because planets are nearly 1.2 billion years old. They have a very long. They're very long. So it nearly, our Earth is nearly nearly 4 billion years. So 100 million years is very young. So now people, when New Horizons started observing the atmosphere of the Pluto, it found that it has methane and ice trapped in the frozen nitrogen. Please remember this line, that planet had the atmosphere of methane and ice. So our atmosphere is mixed up of many gases. Pluto's atmosphere was made from methane and ice, was trapped in the frozen nitrogen. The icy, the snow on the dwarf planet is Pluto. So if you remember, in the beginning I said that so in the beginning I said the snow on the dwarf planet is Pluto. Snow on the dwarf planet Pluto. So there is some error in this spelling I made. I think the snow on the dwarf planet on Pluto. It's not is Pluto. It's on Pluto. Sorry for that. This happens because of tholins falling out of the atmosphere. So this, I mean, कि अगर आपने पहले याद रखा हो तो I have said that snow on the Pluto is red. Why it is red? Because there is an organic compound known as tholins falling out of the atmosphere. If I talk on a broadly manner, this means tholins is an organic compound. What does this mean, organic compound? Organic compound basically means compound which have organic material. What is organic? Organic means something which can sustain life, right? So something which can sustain life is known as an organic compound. An organic compound form, this is not a complete definition of an organic compound. I'm just telling you a little bit of common description connected to the Pluto, right? Compound has a different meaning, organic has a different meaning, but if we talk about right now, it's basically a compound which can sustain life. Tholins is one of the organic compounds which is formed by the solar ultraviolet rays and cosmic irradiation of simple carbon containing compounds such as carbon dioxide and methane. So when directly, so there is no, first of all, the atmosphere of methane, the atmosphere of Pluto is methane, right? And secondly, it doesn't has any ozone layer type that it will deflect light coming from the sun, right? Thirdly, the most importantly is that when solar ultraviolet rays, the harmful UV rays, when they travel from sun to directly, which takes around 4 hours 40 minutes to reach Pluto, so when the sunlight falls on the surface of the icy planet on the snow, an organic compound is formed known as tholins, which changes the color of the snow to the red. So if you see this thing with the right hand side picture, which is clicked by New Horizons spacecraft, so this picture credit goes to NASA. If you see this reddish soil, this is all tholins, right? So this is something very important, that it is formed by the carbon dioxide and methane and different carbon containing organic compounds. So not only carbon dioxide and methane are carbon containing compounds. So there's not only two elements can form this. There are multiple elements. But when you talk about largest section, it's basically carbon dioxide and methane. So if you, so I remember, if you remember the lecture's name is, it has a heart which is poisonous. What does this mean? It has a heart which is poisonous. It basically means, and if you see this picture, I will make a drawing right now. So see very amazingly, watch this picture. So if you see, it has a heart shape. So interestingly, so just excuse my drawings actually. It's not that great, but so if you see this, oops, this is still very bad. So if you see this picture, this it has a glacier in the shape of heart. So just excuse the drawing. That's it. So this there is a glacier on the Pluto which is in a heart shape. So there is no scientific relevance to it. It's just nature's beauty that कि वहाँ पे एक heart shape का glacier form हो गया. So this is just a nature's beauty. It doesn't has any very very strong scientific relation to it. So if we move forward, this was the end of the lecture. So, uh, so we talked about how Pluto discovered what are dwarf planets, what it takes to become a planet, and everything. Apart from that, please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. The lecture will be uploaded on Facebook and YouTube. So there are some delays which are getting uploaded on YouTube, but for the most further, you can see the lecture on Facebook on our Sparks Astronomy page. Many of you may not have a Facebook account, but still you can go just go on Google and Facebook Spark Astronomy and then watch the videos. You can still watch the video. Or maybe if you have any of your family members who have a Facebook account, maybe you can ask them for some time and you can use the Facebook thing. But we will upload on the YouTube as soon as possible. Apart from that, please follow us on Fiddling Stars on Instagram and Spark Astronomy Official. Stay updated with our latest news of astronomy on Spark Astronomy Official, and stay updated with my work on Fiddling Stars on Instagram. Thank you all. Now we move to Q&A, and